Gentlemen, thank you. Kash, thank you. Director Patel, and I've got Acting U.S. Attorney Greg Kehoe, Middle District of Florida behind me. Thank you all for being here today. Today's operation is an example of the unprecedented collaboration between the military and the Department of Justice components, working closely with the U.S. Coast Guard. And look at all these great men and women in the Coast Guard. Thank you so much for your dedication. This is a textbook example of the Justice Department supporting the fight against violent crime. These drugs are worth over $500 million, almost 45,000 pounds of cocaine, pure cocaine, uncut, and 3,800 pounds of marijuana. Congratulations again to the Coast Guard. You have done incredible work, Admiral, and your team, Captain, in securing these drugs. This team, with all the agencies I just mentioned, used drones, aircraft, and ships to interdict the traffickers off the coast of Peru, Ecuador, and the Galapagos Islands. What they did saved countless American lives, countless lives. This cocaine would have been distributed throughout our country and perhaps throughout our world. 11 separate prosecutions will take place as a result of this, and they will be prosecuted in the Middle District of Florida. These defendants will be held accountable for bringing this poison into our country. I always say if we can save one life, we have done amazing work. And today we have saved thousands and thousands of lives as a result of this incredible cooperation. We believe two cartels, CJNG and Sinaloa, were heavily tied to these shipments. This is a major blow to their financial operations and their efforts to distribute drugs throughout our country. It's an example of a prosecutor-led, intelligence-driven approach to stopping these criminal enterprises in their tracks. DOJ and all of the agencies involved will continue to dismantle this transnational criminal organization, lock these criminals up, and keep our country safe. The drugs that you have seen today will no longer destroy lives. They will help us lock up the criminals. Thank you all, and it is my honor to introduce the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Kash Patel.
Thank you all for being here. General Bondi, we're here today because of your dedicated leadership to safeguard American lives, because you had the courage to follow President Trump's courage to put our children first and to make sure that the narco traffickers, and make no mistake, this administration has labeled them foreign terrorist organizations because that's what they are. There is no lethal force on planet Earth that is responsible for an overdose death of an American citizen every 7 minutes, more so than these federal terrorist organizations, foreign terrorist organizations. We are humbled to be a part of this Department of Justice, and we are going to continue to safeguard our streets. This is what it looks like when the United States whole of government approach brings every resource to bear, from the Department of Defense and the United States Coast Guard, from HSI, from FBI, from DEA, and so many others. They are going to get all the drugs off the streets, off the markets, and as Attorney General Bondi said, we are going to lock them up. They are no longer going to be free to roam. We are going to dismantle the next man up theory that has been breeding in these Mexican cartels for generations. No more. We are here today because of your brave work, the men and women of the FBI that I lead, I'm humbled and honored to be here in South Florida, where I spent so much of my career before I moved to Washington, D.C. And looking around, I'm awe-inspired by the fact that when you take the rules and regulations that blockaded these brave men and women of law enforcement, military, and you unshackle them, then you should look at this seizure and you should see how much it multiplies and see how many children and how many young adults and how many adults' lives that we have just saved. They did it. We're fortunate to be their leaders. We're humbled to be here. And you will see this happen across the country because this is not a one-off for General Bondi. She has made this a mission priority, and the FBI will follow in every corner of this country and every square centimeter of this planet to eradicate the narco traffickers and the foreign terrorist organization that are killing American citizens. They will be held accountable. We will take preventive measures, and we will scour the ends of the earth to find every single one of them. Thank you so much for being here today.
This is not a drop in the bucket. Behind you is $500 million of pure cocaine, uncut cocaine. So when they cut this poison with baking soda and whatever else they cut it with, it will multiply even more times than you can imagine. We are saving thousands and thousands of lives. These brave men and women, you know, we often talk about the Coast Guard and General, we talk about all the time our great men and women in law enforcement and the military. But sometimes I feel like the Coast Guard is overlooked at how incredibly dangerous your jobs are. So thank you again for what you've done and the countless lives that you have all saved today. By 11 defendants are going to be locked up. And if this isn't sending a message loud and clear to Sinaloa and these other cartels, it better be. Because they know that these men and women, all of these agencies working together are coming after them. And if there is more, they will find them and they will arrest them and we will prosecute them. Yeah, well, the 261 that were on that, first of all, we're going to stay on topic from here on, but we are talking about the cartels. We're talking about foreign enemies, so I'll gladly answer that. The 261 on that first flight are 261 reasons why our country is safer. They are not coming back. They are staying in a prison in El Salvador. They are not from our country. They are not migrants. They are illegal aliens who are peddling drugs, guns, and illegal money in a very organized way throughout our country. And that's another reason why our country is safer today.
As the team mentioned, it is changing the dynamic. The threat dynamic is changing, and you're seeing it here because it's a collaboration of law enforcement and military intelligence sharing along with the intelligence community that leads to these types of seizures. And as the General and the Admiral mentioned, in such speed that they have not seen in their careers. So it is more than rattling them. And it's not just this mission that the Department of Justice is leading here. This is one big example that we want to showcase the work of a team-led interagency process. And that's what it is. No one is taking credit for it. Everyone is putting the mission first. And the people that are hearing that message the loudest are the cartels and the CJNG and Sinaloa cartels and the others down in the south of the border. But as these brave men and women have mentioned, there is no border that they will not defend. Every border is an operational offensive thanks to this interagency process and the brave folks of JIAF South and Southern Command.
Well, I think this sends a very loud message today, Ali. Sinaloa, all these gangs, TDA, MS-13, the cartels, all of the cartels throughout the world, I would think they're pretty frightened right now based on what's behind us, based on 11 defendants in custody as a result of this one bust. because it's all of these agencies standing behind me, working hand in hand with Homeland Security to get them off our streets. You're seeing what's happening. These people are an organized crime unit. And, you know, we've shut down the borders in Mexico, Canada. So now I think they're probably increasing through our ships, through our ports, but they're not going to get away with it. Thanks to all these great men and women. It's a multifaceted approach to catching them. As I said, using drones, using aircraft, using any technique available to our military, to Homeland Security, to the FBI, to the DEA, to all of these agencies working together. We are ahead of them. We are going to stop them. And whenever possible, we're going to lock them up forever or get them out of our country to keep Americans safe. That was Donald Trump's directive on day one when he got elected. Keep America safe, make America safe. And that's what all of these people standing here today are doing.